Hey everybody, I'm Nick.
And I'm Jean-Luc, and we're the
WW Gays.
The WW Gays.
And today we're actually doing a quick tip about lunches and breakfasts.
Our lunch and our breakfast,
so
specifically.
People have been asking us this all the time. What do you guys eat for breakfast? What do you eat for lunch?
And we have to admit, we're creatures of habit. Like, this journey for us has really taught us to love eating certain foods over and over again.
We basically had the same lunch for over a year.
And we're still not tired of it.
We're still not tired of it. We switch out some pieces once in a while, so we'll go through it in the entire thing with you. Actually, you'll see clips also of us eating our breakfast and lunches on the side throughout this whole video.
I'm gonna make sure there's enough
as we
room
talk
for
through
a clip
things, you'll
to
see
be
clips.
here.
Yeah, you'll see clips on either side
or here.
Or here. I'll figure it out and do all this after we're done filming. So we'll walk you through what we have for breakfast and then what we have for lunch.
Yeah.
And we'll talk to you about some of the substitutes that we do. So first, let's talk about our
breakfast. So our breakfast is, and you'll pull yours out at the same time.
So I have
a hard-boiled
egg.
Yep.
Sometimes we swap this for a
mini quiche that we make. A 0-point quiche.
That we'll do a recipe for that at one point and show you guys. So this is just a regular hard-boiled egg. We just put a little bit of herbal salt on.
Yeah. The Herbamare salt that we use, the spicy one.
Yeah.
Where is it? It's in the back of the cupboard, of course.
So the Herbamare salt is something that we love. So
there's two kinds. There's another green kind that doesn't have any spice.
This one's a little bit has a little bite to it. You find it in the natural food store.
It's a natural fine salt infused with organic herbs and vegetables.
Yeah, so I do have favorite things about that actually.
Yep.
I wrote it down as a note. So we have an egg. Like we said, sometimes we stop it for a quiche. I always have my apple for breakfast.
Yep. And I usually have a banana.
Yes.
I usually have a banana. We forgot to buy bananas this week.
So normally, what do you have instead?
So I'll have my orange then.
Yeah,
and sometimes I have both.
So on the clip above, you might see us with eating a banana because we're showing you guys videos from clips from last week's lunches.
Yeah.
We're just putting it together, kind of showing you how we get it ready every
day,
every
morning.
Night.
Yeah, every night. And we prepare our lunches the night before. So as we're cooking dinner, our lunches are being made.
Yeah.
So the next thing we also have for breakfast is just a few pieces of cooked chicken.
Yeah, so I have the same exact thing.
Yep. And this is just the same chicken that we cook on a weekly basis during our meal prep. And that's the chicken that's in the fridge. So I cut out a few pieces of chicken for each of us for breakfast.
Yeah, we have a timer
going off because we're cooking at the moment.
A recipe right now.
We're doing all sorts of stuff all at once.
Just cancel it?
Yeah.
Okay. And so the next thing that we have for breakfast is usually our vitamins.
Our vitamins.
So for those who don't know, we've actually been taking vitamins every day since we started this journey.
Yep.
We used to take them years ago and we stopped. And we are actually oftentimes getting sick often. And as you guys have seen recently, we've been sick a lot. We're still taking these to try to help us get
So
food.
we take like calcium,
so I have them all
D.
here. So we take a Men's Centrum, so multivitamin. We also take vitamin C.
Yep.
We take some vitamin D, some calcium, and then some zinc. So zinc is good for colds to help you avoid getting colds.
We also use magnesium from time to time if you have trouble sleeping at night.
Yeah.
And we also use melatonin as well.
Sometimes.
When
we have
but again, all of these things are good for you. There's nothing that's really anything that's good.
Yeah, it's just vitamins, extra vitamins to give us extra nutrients for
and make sure that we're keeping healthy.
Yeah,
keeping healthy. It's
so we have that as well for breakfast. So that's basically what we have every day for breakfast. So you'll see, like I said, you'll see clips on the side of us talking about that. Now for lunch, I'll do mine first.
Sure. Well, we can do both at the same time. And just
so we always have a wrap.
Wrap
is always the basis of every
points.
lunch. It's 6 points.
6 points.
We normally buy the Food Basics wraps, but we had to get them at Costco this week, so we're trying a new kind.
So these are the Dempster's flax seeds, I think. But they're still 6 points. They're a little bit smaller than the other ones.
So it might be hard to
they seem fresh. They seem really fresh, so that's kind of nice.
So I then put on mine a yogurt sriracha mix. So it's basically just
it's the plain Greek yogurt, 0% fat.
And I just throw some sriracha with it. So it becomes my dressing for my wrap.
And I do the exact same thing, but if you can see in mine, there's another yellowish thing. That is some acorn squash that I bake in the oven, and it's in our prep video. And I actually have one in the oven as we speak too. It's the acorn squash that I bake with some spices. Then I add a little bit of brown sugar, Splenda to it, just like half a tablespoon, and more spices, and then I put that in the fridge, and that becomes part of my dressing in my salad mix.
Okay.
Yep.
So then, as my base for my wrap, I put spinach. I sometimes switch this with either romaine lettuce or head lettuce. So I always or iceberg lettuce.
Yeah.
So I always switch it. I do switch it sometimes just to give myself some variety, but that's usually the main three that I stick with.
He's a spinach person.
Yeah, totally I love spinach.
So. And then, of course, you're going to see mine, and it's completely different. I have a kale mix. So I actually buy the bags of kale, like the pre-mixed salads, and then the dressings and the cranberries and the pumpkin seeds, I leave for my night meals. I don't put them in my lunch. I put them only in my night meals, or if I know I'm eating it at home that day. So I'll use them in different recipes, and I never use an entire bag of it. That little bag of stuff lasts forever.
And in that you also put...
And then I added tomatoes, onions, zucchini, mushrooms, and...
cut himself, yeah.
I cut that all myself.
Yeah, and just slice it and put it in the...
And this is what goes into my wrap along with that mix of
we
sriracha.
also go throw in our chicken. We have another container of chicken, so we put that in our wrap as well. So it's the same chicken we talked about for breakfast.
And then Nick's a little different here, because I don't do this.
I put my cheese string in mine, because I like cheese, and I also put my cucumbers in mine. So I put all that into my wrap, and I eat it all at once.
And that's his lunch.
And that's my lunch.
Also, instead of a cheese string, we sometimes replace our cheese string, because I'm going to talk about my cheese string. This is usually, I eat it at lunch, but just as a snack after lunch.
These are 2 points.
These are 2 points.
These are 1 point.
And we do substitute them with Baby Bell sometimes.
Depending on what's going on or what we have available, we switch to this instead. So it's 1 point for the lights, Baby Bell.
And then in the afternoon, I also eat my cucumber, but that depends. I'll eat it with my lunch sometimes. Sometimes I'll eat it
even
later
my fruit.
in the
So I
afternoon.
have here a container of fruit, which has grapes, strawberries, and cantaloupe. We sometimes also have raspberries.
Raspberries in there.
We actually bought some pineapple this week, but we didn't want it for lunch tomorrow. And usually pineapple, we try to have it mostly at night.
And we also put pineapple in a separate container because it affects the other fruit we find.
It ruins the consistency of the other fruit.
There must be some type of acidity in the pineapple that just makes everything else.
There is, because that's why you can't use it in Jell-O as well.
Yeah. So...
And then I also have here, so this is the 0 point Greek yogurt, so the fat-free 0 point Greek yogurt. And Jean-Luc throws in vanilla syrup in it, so 0 point vanilla syrup. These
are the ones we get at Fortino's, but then they also sell some at Winners as well.
Yeah. So we throw that in
different brand.
The fruit dip, so it becomes a fruit dip for me. I dip my fruit in it every lunch or afternoon, depending on when I'm hungry for it. Sometimes I have this at lunch or I have it as an afternoon snack. And that's my full lunch.
And then I also have apple in my fruit and my yogurt, and that's usually what I eat in the afternoon. Sometimes I eat it as an afternoon snack. Sometimes I eat it on the train. It all depends on where my day falls. Sometimes I don't eat it till I even get home from work.
So another things that we swapped out, so we've already discussed about swapping out the cheese. We sometimes have banana. We sometimes have pineapple in our lunch. We sometimes have raspberries, so we swap those out. Sometimes we'll have blackberries or blueberries as well, so depending on what fruit's in season.
I'll switch out my salad sometimes. Sometimes I'll just have a salad. I won't even have the wrap. I'll just make a big salad, depending on what's going on that day. Sometimes I'll pre-make my wrap ahead of time at home, because if I know I have a quick lunch that I need to eat and go, I'll wrap my wrap up and I'll put it in a foil, so that way it's easy for me to eat and I don't have to take the time to construct it myself.
Something else that I sometimes swap out, we both swapped out, we actually have swapped out the chicken before for lunch meat, for 0 point lunch meat.
Or ground turkey.
Or ground turkey that we made, sometimes we made taco salad, which is a recipe we'll probably be showing at some point. And we use ground turkey for our taco salad. So we'll use
a little bit of the ground turkey from the taco salad and
we'll
add
throw
it to our
as our lunch for the next day, so it adds a different taste. So this is very versatile, and that's why we say we still love it, because if we start getting tired of one piece of it, we just swap it out and throw in something else instead to change the flavor and taste.
And as you might have noticed, the way we cook is very different in the sense that our dinners are portion size for that dinner.
Yeah.
We don't make leftovers in our dinners because we found that if we ate them the next day for lunch, we got tired of that meal.
Yeah.
And this we never get tired of. It's always fresh.
And not just that, and like we've said many times, we like to save our points for dinner.
Snacking and
so
dinners.
Our daytime points are very low. Our whole breakfast is always 0 points. We never have points for breakfast.
You can hear
Seba saying hello. Our lunch breakfast, hey baby.
Yes.
No, hey. Our lunch.
Do you want to come say hello?
Our lunch points for our lunch is always 8 points. 8 or 7 depending on which cheese we use that day, but it's always at least 8 or 7. So we always end the day with at least the bulk of our points for dinner.
We have at least 15 to 20 points for dinner and snacks for the rest of the evening.
And that's worked for us. Like, it might not work for everyone, but we know. We always talk about sustainability, and we know going for the rest of our lives, we will never be able to not have snacks after dinner. We know that this is an established pattern for ourselves.
But also by doing this, what I think it's created, like you're going to say, it's created a pattern.
Yeah.
But it's also created that whole effect of, you know how we always say, why don't you track your food before you even eat it? But because we know we have the same thing daily,
It's
we're
easy
already
for
tracking.
us.
It's
Yeah,
so
we
easy.
already know every
We know
day,
exactly
every
what we
day
can
we're having.
expect.
And so dinner's always the one where we're more variable, where we change what we do. And just like I was saying,
And then what it helps us with too is when something unexpected at work happens,
Yes.
where there's an event, you know, oh wait a minute here, my lunch is only this. I might be able to indulge in something else extra today,
Yeah.
or I'll ixnay out of this my lunch today.
Yeah. Well, what I was just saying about the snacking though is, like, for us, it's something that we know we always will want to do.
Completely, yeah.
And so if that's something that you always want to do, maybe you need to start planning your days so that you can still have that nice snack, because it's something that's part of your life.
And play
it's
around
part
with
of
your
our life.
points.
Yeah,
play around with your points. It's so important to do
Yeah.
that, right?
So hopefully,
Add extra activity during the day to get more points, so
Yeah.
you can snack.
Yeah.
So.
So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Everybody's always been asking this for a while, so
Yeah.
hopefully the clips helped you out see, like, visualize what we actually eat every day. This was a quick tip. We are the WW Gays.
I'm Jean-Luc.
I'm Nick. You can find us on Instagram, on Facebook, on Connect,
And our
on
webpage.
Twitter, using hashtag WWGays, and you can also find us at wwgays.com. Remember, we're on tour, so come and see our tour dates, and hopefully we'll see you guys soon.
See you in a bit, everybody.
Bye.